Got it. Hold on. Okay, good there. Get this going. And just let people know we're doing this. Score. All right. It's been good with you.
Oh, not much. Just trying to fake these Vax cards. I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, it's a fucking yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait, are we live?
No, I mean we will be, but yeah, nobody's watching right now. I'm not recording it yet, so whatever.
I got the prototype ready. The fucking each side. Yeah. Let's fucking do it.
It's there. Right. Okay. So let me get I'm gonna record it. What? Can you hear my TV in the background?
No.
No, you're good. All right. Let's see. Right. I'm just gonna restart recording now so we can have the audio. All right. Sad day. The flag is at half mast today. I'd say. Half mast. The Canadian one too. And
big time.
Especially, yeah, fucking.
I know, this one cuts deep. Yeah,
it did. You know what was foul about it? I already had issues because like I was at work and it was kind of a busy day at work, so I looked down at my. It's not a day I could spend posting all day. Let's say that much. Yeah. And I looked down.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like waiting for the heaters today, and I was like, wait, what's going on? You know,
not me. Yeah, not me. Yeah, not today. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah. And then I mean, after this, how could I even do that? That's an injury you can't play through. Yeah. But then I looked and it said it was a Fox News alert that I got. Like I get all the news app alerts, like and it said it was just a push notification. It just said SNL star dead at 61.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, I'm thinking like Joe Piscopo, like who could this been? You know, like like that almost sounds like one of those guys who was like in like 3 skits. You know, like a guy like that. You're talking about. And then all of a sudden, my mom texts me. She's like, "Oh my God, Norm Macdonald died." And I was like, First off, I'm mad at Fox News at that point. Most mad I've ever been at Fox News. First time I've ever disagreed, actually. And then I'm like, "Fuck, dude! Like this dude had cancer for like a decade, and he never told anybody, which is kind of raw, honestly. Like that's I have to respect that. But your thoughts?
For me?
Yeah, your thoughts.
I mean, I was honestly looking forward to at least 10 more years of him getting canceled for hilarious shit. The first thing that came to my mind was like the most recent thing with him where, well, first of all, obviously best weekend update ever. You know, let's just get that out of the way right now. You know, in terms of SNL.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Best weekend update hosted ever. You know.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Even Chevy Chase, I think, agreed, honestly.
Yeah. But remember when he got his Netflix show or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I forget what he got canceled for saying I don't know, maybe it was like some off color, maybe like a rape joke or something.
A lot of those.
Yeah. And then he's like, come on, and then in his apology, he's like, look, I'm sorry, you'd have to have Down syndrome you'd have to have Down syndrome to think that I don't respect blah blah, and then he got canceled again for his apology because he called people retards.
He thought he was he thought he was being politically correct. That was him.
That was him trying his best, dude.
Well, dude, it was so funny. The stuff that he used to do, because he was like, he had like a blurred line on like what was a bit and what was like sincere, but it was like it was like a yin and a yang type thing for him, where like he was so good at like articulating his true thoughts like as a bit, which like a lot of comedians can't do that. Like a lot of comedians are like, oh I didn't actually like think that, I'm actually like a libtard, you know, or like I'm actually this, like, and one of the funniest things he used to do was he'd have like on his YouTube show, which is legendary, the Norm Macdonald show, like just would have like David Letterman on or something, or like some old like 87-year-old comedian from like the fucking one-liner days, like you know, Milton Berle or like something, like one of those type of guys, and he would just be like, the guy, they would go on there ready to like riff with him, and he would just like literally just be like, you ever read Nitschke? Like, guy's pretty good. And he like, and he would like seriously like say it, and he'd be like, want your serious take on that, and everybody's like, the fuck, dude, like he was like he's the king of irony. I've come to realize that he was the king of irony. You never got what you expected out of him. You could expect it. It
was built into his like soul, you know. Dude.
Charles Woodson won the Heisman in '98, and this is a great YouTube video. Look it up if you can. It's when he was doing the ESPYs. Norm was doing the ESPYs, like was talking about Woodson winning the Heisman. He goes, now Charles, that's a Heisman. They can't take that away from you unless you murder your wife and her waiter friend that she's fucking, and they're like, something like that. And then like everybody's you see like young Peyton Manning, like, oh my god, like in the thing.
Like, first of all, big up to Charles for winning as a DB. That's pretty crazy too, unprecedented.
Well, anyway, to be fair, he was on offense a lot too. Like he was. Norm loves sports, so it's never not like Norm was a sports junkie. It was another reason why it resonated well with him. But he you ever seen his Twitter? Like Norm's Twitter? No. It was so funny.
No, I never did.
It was just straight up golf posting. It was just all it was. but not like him playing. It was just like, oh, you know, like Ricky Fowler, like I would have gone with a 7-iron, you know, like
that's hilarious.
It's wild because we'll get into some crazy shit about him, because I do think he was like a super deep thinker. Like I had the Larry King interviews with him, like because he like looked up to Larry King. That was like his guy. He loved like just basic ass like late night guys. Like he was like a total boomer in that regard. Like late night TV guys were like his all-time favorite, like Carson and Larry King. But like he got like super deep on like Larry King about like he was like really spiritual and like faithful, and he was a Christian like big time. He was like almost like autistic level like scripture guy. Like he would just like bring that out, and it was it's wild. It's nuts because like 61's not old, like, at all.
No.
And like it's killer, man. I don't know what to say. Like it's it actually occurred because usually when celebrities die, I'm usually like sad. Like if I really like them, I'm sad for like 10 minutes. Like I'm just like, damn, that sucks, man. Like no more of that. Like no more, you know, this and that. But like I'm like, this dude hasn't really done anything for the last year, and well, I guess we know why. But like, you know, it I was like, damn, man, we never got the Rogan. We never got the Rogan Macdonald, which that was like always, that was always like the number one GOAT level Rogan show that never happened.
There would have been so much dead air in that one, but like pretty awesome. You know,
it would have been reverse Alex Jones. Like it would have been like the opposite level of Alex Jones, but like as interesting. Like exactly. And
Norm was the guy. Norm was like the last guy that could. He was the last guy that would tell like a legit joke with a setup and a punchline, and you know, like an old school joke. You know, he actually wrote those. My brother's really into those old funny ones.
They're good. And what was funny though too is he would take it to the next level where like he would just hit you with like a million not big punchlines. He would hit you with like just like you'd be like, when does this joke end? And you realize it's like he has like a YouTube thing of a 14-minute joke where he just talks about, and it's so funny. He talks about how the news talks about people. He's like, I have no idea who this lady is. She's kidnapped. She could be killed. I don't know. But every day I'm thinking about what happened to Jesse. What happened? And like he's I'm at work. We're talking about at work. We don't know who the fuck Jesse is. Like, and he's just like saying this the whole time. And it's like there's no punchline to the entire thing. Like I'll watch the reaction videos of people watching it. And they're just like laughing their ass off, and they're just like, okay, what? Like, And he wanted to catch you off the guard. That's why I say he was the king of irony, because like, you know, what does irony mean now? Right? Like irony just means like I'm joking on the internet.
Means you're Will Menaker is like that's the peak of it, you know. It's like
exactly. Or it's just like oh, I'm telling a joke where it's not true on the internet, and it's like it's not really irony, you know. He was the type of guy that was like, whatever this person expects of me, I'm doing the exact opposite. Like he would bomb like on stage intentionally. Like they would talk about it all the time. He would just go up and bomb. Like he would just and not like working out material like silently and not telling you, but he would just go to like a regular event where he was like paid good money, and he was just like talking about the like Weather Channel and shit, and just like people were just like, dude, I'm fucking, this is a Saturday night, nobody wants to hear this shit, man. And and I mean the Weekend Update stuff, Roseanne too, huge contributor to Roseanne.
I forgot about that.
No, he was. And there was an interview I wanted to pull up in it was something, let me make sure I have it here. It was Norm.
I mean, Norm died because he watched the latest Weekend Updates. Let's be honest, like that's how far that has fallen. Like,
and then Seth Meyers might have killed Norm Macdonald, because if it was 9 years ago, you know, when he got cancer.
Ooh.
Just saying timeline. If it adds up, jet fuel, steel beams, you know, like stuff like that. And let me see, where is it? Norm Macdonald Reddit philosophy, like that. There's no way that's actually funny. Like there's like just people redditing about Norm Macdonald. But no,
I just got my Reddit account suspended.
Did you?
I used the F word, I believe, in a post, and I think it happened automatically or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, the one with a couple G's in it.
Oh, or no, 1G, just a 1G.
Oh.
Then exactly. I know, dude.
Okay. All right. You abbreviated it, so you weren't that. You know, when you say when you don't say the full thing, that means you don't mean it as much. Your Honor, my client is. Well,
it was crazy. No, it was crazy. It was like your account suspended for, and I use it. You know, I'm anonymous. I use it for like 3 things. You know, I follow like 4 subreddits, just whatever. And I, because it is good for that, like those like rabbit hole type shit. You know, like it sucks in general. But then it was like, oh, your account's it's paused for 3 days because you didn't follow community guidelines. So all right, fair enough, you know. And then I check back like a day and a half later, and it's like, it's done, you're gone. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, go on.
It's crazy. These quotes from Norm, now that we know how he passed away, you know, and how secretive he was. He did an interview in 2016, like right when like Trump hysteria was just like hitting, like Me Too, and he like already was like Me Too's gay, like he's just like immediately like, you fucking kidding me? Like he was just one of those guys like I'm not gonna play this game.
He was a Pied Piper.
There's something to be said when you never play the game to begin with. You're like, go ahead and cancel me. I never once told you I was down with this shit. Like you can cancel me, that's fine. Like you know, because it's always like the guy who's like pretending that he cared, and then it's like, oh, he's raped 35 people. And then exactly. And so so he wrote a book, and now I want to get into the book a little bit later, because everybody should read that. It's his memoirs. It is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever read in my life. Like, it's so funny. But he's promoting his book here. He's doing an interview. And he says they asked him why he wasn't like totally honest, because the book is like an embellishment of his memoirs. He'll take like a story and then just be like, oh yeah, and then I murdered Andy Dick, and you're like, oh okay, like, you know, that guy's still alive and you're not in jail. Obviously, like that's not true. And he the guy says during post Louis comedy, what a beta interview question. Post Louis, he's post left and post Louis. Post Louis comedy was so stupid. Like, acting like you killed him. It's fucking 80.
Oh my god, that's so good.
And so they said, like, you craft an outlandish and obviously not real story around some real life event that you had. Did you ever have an impulse to write something more confessional? And he said, I do not like confessional comedy. Don't like it at all. Nothing can be easier than being confessional. Confessional is bragging. That's all it is. It's facts.
In today's climate too.
It's wild, dude. Like people like literally make careers off of that shit. But that's what. But when you're sick, and like he didn't want like the Entertainment Weekly oh, Norm Macdonald has cancer. He didn't want that article.
No,
like he didn't. Norm Macdonald's battling cancer. Here's 7 smoothie recipes he recommends. Like it's not. Which would be hilarious.
Where you have to click through each page. It doesn't even list them. It just has like those ones or
and add in between each one.
Exactly. Yeah.
With audio that goes on with your exactly. And then and then the beta guy goes, it's bragging to draw from your life experiences. And he says, people think things are tragedy. They're not tragedy. If you get cancer, that's not a tragedy. If your mother dies when she's 30, that's not tragedy. That's life. You don't yell it from the rooftops. It has no place in comedy.
That's so great. Oh my God.
Fuck, I know. Like, I was reading that like, holy shit.
Yeah.
God.
That's like listening to like Dilla's Donuts. You're like, oh my God. It's like the same fucking.
Is Norm Macdonald Jay Dilla?
Yeah.
Because I had a musical comparison to him as well, but I really like the Dilla one. I like that. You know who I think he is? He's Prince.
Oh, there we go.
Because one, he's like
believed in chemtrails. 2,
I think he did actually, and he was definitely like on some.
Where do you think the cancer came from? Just saying, dude. Yeah.
Well, probably eating like buckets of fried chicken, and so he was like, like absolute dog shit, and like and like he definitely like Prince was. You didn't know anything about Prince. You know what I mean? Like nobody like I guess you could like talk to somebody and find out about Prince, like who he was as a kid, but he would never tell you. Yeah. Like he was always just like, forget about it. And then like when he would do memoirs, like Purple Rain, right, was supposed to be a story similar to like his come up in music, but like he's like, this wasn't what happened. And that's what Norm did. He wrote a book and he's like, this isn't what happened, but like you can get like maybe a keyhole look at my life if you want. And exactly. It's wild. This guy during this interview is like saying like, well, what about Bob Dylan? Isn't he a confessional? And he's like, no, like it's like he's like I know Bob Dylan. I don't see confessional. Like it's and this guy's still going like, well, in the song Sarah, it's like, is this an interview or are you trying to like own Norm Macdonald? Like, like Ben Shapiro owns Norm Macdonald.
Ben Shapiro's the interviewer. Yeah,
I know exactly. Yeah, Ben Shapiro listening to Bob Dylan off.
Yeah. No, what I think this means is
loser. I know that'd be so funny, but it's just damn. Then they asked him, "Do you watch SNL?" He says, "Yeah, I watch it." He says, "Yeah, I watch it." And they said, "What do you think of it?" He goes, "I don't like agenda comedy." I guess I could say that.
God, 1, 2. That's like the setup right there, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he says he goes, "The show's too big to fail." But there's something distasteful when you watch. I don't know how they're going to do it this season. But if Donald Trump is displayed as an idiot all the time and Hillary's not, then it shows they're out of touch with what people think because she's an idiot. Fucking base, dude.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, like,
I know. It's like, oh damn. Let's see. Aside from their comedy treatment, what are your feelings on Trump and Hillary? I don't think he's as dangerous as everyone is trying to pretend. I don't want him to be president. But I don't think by simply being elected, he would be any more likely to start a war any more than Hillary would. Yeah, actually, like,
God damn.
Actually, she's like 15x more likely. Leverage. She's just 100x long on war. But the Democrats didn't exactly get lucky with Hillary. My God Almighty, she's the only person in the world who'd be at risk to losing to Donald Trump.
Damn.
But Biden
has been straight on this, and he just nailed it in like 4 sentences.
I know. Biden must be going with, why the fuck didn't I run? Which, okay, that's your first misfire there. But but I definitely don't want Trump to be president. You got to be able to apologize, and you got to be able to say you're wrong and have some. All right, come on, Norm. It's like I guess you are trying to. Whatever. But it was funny, dude. Like it's prophetic. I think he was like a George Bush. Like he was like a George Bush stand too. Like just like a straight up neocon guy.
He was around during the absolute pinnacle of SNL presidential comedy. That's the other thing. You had George, you had HW. Right,
Dana Carvey.
You had and fucking Will Ferrell, dude, with Bush.
And Phil, it wasn't Phil Hartman. I forget what Phil Hartman was. He was like another politically. I can't remember what he did, but
but you get what I'm saying though. Like, man, it was good back then. Like, everyone that like brought the country together back then. You know what I mean? It was like that type of shit. Now it's just like, what is it? Anyway.
Dude. People are saying, okay, people are. We can't. This is on YouTube. We already got. People are saying there's a way that he passed away. That's all I'm saying. That's relevant to our podcast.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh,
I'd have to see some timelines. Is all I'm gonna say.
We got Pfizer or Moderna. What are we talking here? No, just kidding.
No,
Yeah.
don't say that. This isn't going on Rumble, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
nuts, man. This is fucking nuts. You know, yeah, that book, man. That book, I listened to it was his memoirs. I listened to the audio version of it, the audio book, and like it's with him like reading it, so it's just unbelievable, man. Like it's so funny. Like he'll just be like, he was from like rural Canada, like super rural, like farm Canada.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. I think he was a Saskatchewan guy or something. Like I don't know shit about Canada. It's all one big thing to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he said he would have a part in the book where he'd be like, yeah, I was growing up, I was playing hockey, I was a real, smart kid and all that kind of stuff. And then my uncle just molested me in the tool shed. You're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. He's like, and I forgot about years 9 through 11. like
9 through 11, huh?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You ever hear about why you got fired from SNL?
No. Oh, what? I mean, I could guess.
So the background behind me, OJ Simpson.
Yeah.
He made a lot of like OJ jokes, like because that was like the fucking thing when he was on SNL, was just like roasting OJ, and like the head of NBC, that was like his golfing buddy, and he like gave Norm like a cease and desist, like, dude, stop, like that's my guy. And he's like, what do you want me to stop making fun of like the most cultural like thing happening right now, like the like most polarizing thing in pop culture? And he's like, yeah, and then he did, and he just got fired. Like he's just like,
Jesus, yeah.
Wow. How do you fire that guy from SNL, man?
I know.
And then Dirty Work, he did Dirty Work after that, and that was that's a classic. And then he was a great sports gambler too. Like one of his gambling stories, there's a Howard Stern interview.
Yeah.
He would always stand up during his interviews on radio. Like he would just be like standing up, like doing stand up. Like he's just like, this is what I do. Like I'm gonna stand up. But they did this bet, him and Artie Lang. Like this is like peak.
Artie Lang, I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Peak, okay. Wild that Artie Lang is the one that's still alive. Wild.
No, yeah.
Artie Lang like literally tried to kill himself like 9 times and fucking like just like shot black tar into like tapped out veins and shit. Like he's just insane. But they were gambling buddies, and they were saying one time there were these things called lightning overs. So like you get the point total in like a basketball game. You get the you'd be like, okay, in this college basketball game, the point total was like 148. So for every point that it went over 148, you got $1,000.
Wow.
But if every point you went under, you were in the hole $1,000.
That's raw. That's insane.
I mean, that's like almost like crypto, like trading.
But
like
that's like those exchanges give you like 125x, or like 200.
He's like, dude, can you imagine like just like fucking you're betting that game, and then like the star point guard's like grabbing his hamstring in the first quarter, and you're like, fuck, dude, I need points tonight. Like, like you're just like, why house gone like this? Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's nuts, man. I fucking this one hurts. I to me, he's top 3 of all time, just funniest people to me. Like
he's just such an enigma,
he's
such a and he always he never tried to. He was always that cringe post SNL career. Like no one heard about him for a while, and he was just doing his thing, but it was just so, he never tried to push it, and then all of a sudden he just kind of swings back into orbit, kind of like a comet that's out in orbit for like fucking thousands of years, and all of a sudden the tail starts melting as it gets close to the sun and shit. That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah, he has a story in his book about doing again, I don't even know if this is true, because this is like his book is just like shit posting basically, like, but like his own life. But he was talking about being on like Canadian Star Search instead of like American Star Search, like how much like more weak it was and stuff. And like, and he was like, yeah, I was like on stage like doing my bits and stuff. I was like getting like, kind of laughs and stuff. And all of a sudden this like black guy comes out and he's like, make some noise, and like just air horns and shit. And he's just like shirtless, like whipping his shirt around, like ooh, ooh, like making these crazy ass noises in the and he's just like, yep, that guy won. Like, imagine if that guy was real and he's just like, I just alpha Norm Macdonald and like in comedy. Like
that's so funny.
It's like the guy who beat out Michael Jordan at his high school basketball team he got cut for, like the guy who got the final roster spot. Like
yeah
Yeah. No,
Who was that? That dude. Yeah, that dude that was like the other Michael Jordan that died, right, or some shit. Who was that? That
Len
guy's
Bias.
name? Yeah.
Bias. You know what the funniest thing about Len Bias was? I mean, I guess it's not that funny, but so Len Bias did coke for like the first time and died, which to me that's not a number 1 draft pick in my opinion. Like it moves down my draft board personally.
Also, what Greek letter are we talking about here?
Yeah, beta. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just, hey man, you know, no disrespect to Mr. Leonard Bias, but I'm a little biased against you. And so my aunt, this is like I wasn't alive, but this is like when it happened. My aunt was like cooking breakfast, and like, you know, like my uncle and my dad and all that stuff, like they were like really into it. They're like, holy shit, dude, like fucking guy for the Celtics died last night, like the number 1 pick. And then like my aunt just goes, do they get it like another pick? Like, do they just get to like pick another? They just get to pick another guy.
That's right. That's rad.
I know, just like, yep. Well, sorry guys, they forgot about the dead guy rule. Yeah, but yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, he it was funny too. Is that he had that YouTube show, I think was like his finest, man. Like it was the Norm Macdonald show. It was his finest thing because like he got to be himself. And like, I mean, I guess he was always himself, but like he would just show up in like straight like doing yard work clothes, like he would just like sit down, like he would just have the most fucked up like hat on, like bum equipment sweatshirt, like Georgetown Hoyas, like shit on, like, hey. And then he was just like, oh yeah, I'm talking to Drew Barrymore today. Like, like I always have an affinity for celebrities who like are loved by other celebrities, which I know that's like stupid, but like when you can tell like everybody like just like, dude, this guy, even like if Norm didn't like them, and Norm's probably like, that guy sucks, but like they're like, no, that guy loves you and all that. So I'm interested to see like the tributes, man. I bet you like there's a bunch of them. And I know as far as stand-up goes, like I think I love his stand-up. It's very funny, but I love him just like being conversational, like just having a conversation with somebody. Like he would have been like the best podcaster of all time, like if he actually gave a shit about
I know podcast. That's the bummer about this early death thing, you know, it's untimely, is that it's like he would have just fallen into that role or something, you know,
or even like because he like Tom Green's Canadian too, and like I guess they grew up like in the same neighborhood, like not at the same time, but they grew up like in the same neighborhood or something. Wow. And Tom Green had like one of the OG podcasts. Like I don't know if you've ever like did you ever like see his setup in his house? It was like off the hook, dude. He had like Ethernet cables and like all this shit like running from like his roof all the way like piped in like all the way like down like 2 stories into the basement and shit. That's like the original like dial-up podcast. Like and people could call in and people could like almost video chat it. It was like Rogan talks about it from time to time. He's like, it was like the original like like video cast, like what you see now. Like and it was Tom Green's underrated, man. Hilarious guy. But like Norm would just be on there every once in a while. He would just like call in like hella bored. Just like, what's up, Tom? How's it going? Like it's just like because he would like the funniest thing about him is like, you know, if you had him on like a show, you talk to him like you wouldn't even like know what to talk to him about. Like I would just seriously have like you remember the Vice dildo bit like that you always laugh at? Where I would just have, or like how South Park used to show how Family Guy episodes jokes were picked. Like it would just be like 3 random words. I would just be like 17th century architecture, like in normal, like those churches, like stupid, like
He's the difference between like comedian that it just came from his inner self, you know, it just erupted from him at every moment, you know, it was like a fountainhead. It was pretty crazy.
Do you ever like one of my favorite bits that he did? Somebody put it on Twitter today, I forgot about it, was like on his show, and he was like, I'm not eating a morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher's dead. And like she died 3 weeks ago, and he just starts shoveling like chicken into his mouth. Like he's just like fucking greasy all over his face. It was with that like dumbass guy that he used to like do his podcast with, like Adam Egget. It was a fun.
That is so funny.
Like, it's funny because a younger generation, like Cumtown, got a lot of people into Norm Macdonald. Like I've noticed that, like from like the leftist sphere. Because like Nick Mullen worships that dude. Like he's like, and there's similarities between the two, in my opinion. Like totally. Just totally similarities.
Deadpan,
deadpan autist. Like it's Yeah, it's wild, dude. I've normally, speaking of sports gambling, and like he was like able to remember like the Rangers final score and like Texas Rangers like August game final score
big
and like
stats. Yeah, exactly.
We're missing that from today's society, because comedians now fucking suck, man. Like, I'm sorry,
they do, dude. Yeah,
it's like even the funny ones, man. Like, even like the ones that I'm like kind of funny, I'm like, this guy's not gonna be funny in 5 years. Like I
look what's happening. I hate to say it, look what's happening to Burr. You know, it's starting, dude. It's starting. Yeah,
it's brutal.
I know.
Bill Burr is like what happened? Was that like a
it was definitely a COVID thing for sure, a lot of it, you know, and having a family, I guess. I don't know. yeah. I don't know.
Like Bill Burr and and like, even if you are like super funny, like, you're not gonna get any like major shit. Like, if you're like just cutting like pushing the edge kind of funny, and like, there was always been like rules in comedy if you were gonna do late night TV, but like it wasn't like you could just be like a Republican comic back in like 1970, like, you know, and it was like, funny, you know what I mean? It's good. Like, now, like, you could just be like, oh man, January 6th, it's all, I don't see what the big deal is, you know. And
but now it's like there's like these hidden rules, you know, applied to it, which is intrinsically not funny, you know. That's kind of that's why we're in this like weird roadblock, you know, kind of thing. Like he had one of his, and that's why it's why he didn't fit in the modern era, you know. That's why it was so hilarious to watch him.
What's like, he had the Bill Cosby rape joke, which was like pretty new, like of his. Have you ever seen that one? Like the one where the hypocrisy, like where he's like he's like I had a friend who was like, man, you look at what Bill Cosby did, and you see all the bad stuff, but the worst thing about him was that he was a hypocrite. And like, Norm's like, I don't know if that was the worst thing. Like, he's like, can you imagine if you're a woman and all of a sudden you take a sip of this pink water and you pass out in his hotel room, and there's a Cosby cock swinging in your face, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, I've been violated by a hypocrite. Like, but it's like, but guess what? No nuance whatsoever. Can't make rape jokes. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like that. Crumble that one in the trash. Can't do that. Sorry. Like, just I hate this shit, man. Like, it's I guess.
Well, now it's either you're either like part of it, or your whole set is like making fun of it, which is also lame. You know, the whole thing.
I agree.
And it's just kind of, it's like you can't just be. He was just himself, you know. You can't just be your. So that's the funny thing about it.
Because that's always everybody's. Everybody's, all the like, I don't care, but like I still like the woke shit kind of guy take is always the like, well, yeah, but I mean, it's like just as easy to just be like the anti-cancel culture guy, and it's like, oh no, that's facts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, just going up there and like, because let's just say those jokes do start being accepted again, then what do you talk about?
Yeah. It's like being the Zuby of comedy, you know. It's like you're just it's like you're
comedy.
Yeah.
Hey man, I want you to go check out this comic, dude. He's like the Zuby of comedy. Want to come to the show? Yeah, tickets are pricey, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Don't actually listen to his music. Like, just look at the Twitter feed. Dude.
Does Zuby have bars? I've never heard Zuby rap.
Oh man, it's rough, dude.
Are they rough bars?
You never heard it?
Is it like the that shitty grime UK rap?
It's like that without any of the coolness of that.
I hate that music regardless. I like that rap has never like resonated with me.
Well, I fuck with a little bit of that, because there is like a little bit, you know, it is kind of like an organic subset of the culture or whatever, you know. But
sure,
with Zuby, I don't know, man. It's what's crazy, his videos are sick. Like, the editing on that shit's clean, I must say. But Slav, dude, ask Slav about Zuby bar. Slav's got some strong opinions on
Zuby bars.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I know. What if it's the name that kills me, man? Like, the Zuby tweets just float out there every once in a while. Like, I'll see the most random person retweeting a Zuby tweet.
Yeah, like, he's good. Great feed. I can't hate. But what's he famous for? Like deadlifting and Candace Owens. Just like his, you know, those are like, I'm like. Yeah,
exactly. And then like people, no, it'll be like a random like like baseball player or something like that. It'd be like Walker Buehler just retweeted Zuby, like he should be suspended without pay. Like, just like, and then the Zuby retweets like, hey, we should open up the country again. Like, Walker Buehler doesn't even know who Zuby is. He's like, yeah, I love that tweet. But just back to Norm.
I fuck with Zuby. Sorry,
do you? His official stance? Yeah, I have never listened to Zuby's music. I've only heard like.
Ask Slav, dude. We got to talk about it next Fed post. Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the craziest thing about Norm was that like, it was the effortless. Like, you can tell when people are putting in way too much effort into a joke. And when they don't have the personality to carry a. When they don't have the personality to like maybe carry over a joke that isn't quite as funny, because like you can see it's like a football team like that has like a great scheme, but like the players suck, and you're just like, okay, well, you can get to a point where like you can maybe play, keep the game close because your scheme's so good and creates good opportunities for you, but after a while you're gonna need to like win as a person, like you're gonna need to get you over the top. But you'll see certain guys like I don't know, there's a few, I don't even want to like name the names because it's always like, so like Kevin Hart, dude, like you listen to like Kevin Hart and you're just like, damn, dude, like you're trying so fucking hard, and it's like I feel like he is like funny if you actually just like wasn't trying to do like, damn, some big ass rhinoceros,
that's like he's legit is talented dude. Exactly, that's exactly how I feel about Kevin Hart. It's like
it's like Norm's okay if you don't laugh. That's my thing. He's okay. He was okay if you didn't laugh. He was okay. He knew in his head. He's like, I told the joke I wanted to tell. And like, I feel like that's like, I'm not trying to compare, but I'm like, that's like how you and I are. Like, I wouldn't care. Like, some of our favorite episodes are the ones probably nobody listened to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some of the.
Sorry, I just saw your latest tweet. Hassan Piker looks like the result of the Property Brothers somehow conceiving a child together.
Am I wrong?
I'm dying, dude.
They've for sure explored each other once.
I did, yeah.
They're like,
they got some all of
a sudden they're like, wow, this open floor plan is fucking unbelievable, and then they start looking down, why your pants are off, so are yours, man. You're like, what the fuck?
They have a USB drive somewhere, dude. It's like
dude, the worst part about the Property Brothers is that one guy pretending to do construction, like the one of them he's like all of a sudden he rubs some like drywall plaster like all over his shirt, like right before the camera starts rolling. He's like, oh man, it's like he's doing it in like a fucking like $75 Calvin Klein plain black t-shirt, like doing construction. Like Derek Zoolander working in the mine, like
exactly.
I know. So I did have time to make one post today. That was but it was it's a sad day. What's the last celebrity that made you sad about
I mean,
what's the last one? Prince was rough, dude. I was Tom Petty, but he was older. Like at least I was like, okay, he was
Tom
older.
Petty.
Tom Petty was
Eddie
my
Van
mom's.
Halen.
Eddie. Eddie was that was Eddie. Eddie, I wasn't very surprised because he had like throat cancer for like 20 years. Like it was like like no joke. Like he was just like he was just smoking through it too. He was just like, fuck this, dude. Marlboro Reds. And trying to think who else. Kobe was crazy, man. Like for me, like and I couldn't fucking stand Kobe. I hated Kobe, like and like just everything about him, but was an absolute killer, and probably maybe other than Michael Jordan, he was probably the most like influential basketball player ever. Like just like fucking people copying everything, and and I'm seeing like a lot of people like with Norm, people like saying like, oh, I didn't realize he had so many fans. That guy. Those are the worst. It's like, there's some people that LARP as like fans of people, or like but like, come on, man. Like, the fucking Saturday Night Live guy. Like, it's not like he was a nobody. It's not like he was some like it's not like we're like, some underground rapper no one's ever heard of, like or something like that. This guy's a fucking Saturday Night Live cast member.
That's because SNL did their like corporate restructuring where they pretend they didn't exist before like 2003 or some shit. That's it.
Hopefully their tribute does not suck to him. I will watch it.
It's gonna suck, dude.
Or is it? Like, I mean, because you just play the fucking hits, man. Don't play the libtard like fucking a few Norm jokes that fit the agenda today. Like I want to see like the real ones, like the OJ one. Like he used to just like straight up be like, just like women are retarded, like on like a weekend day, like like today in women retardation. Yeah.
Oh man,
the best is when he used to go on The View, like those clips.
I forgot about that.
All the time, dude. He would just pull up with the dad hat, the fucking bum equipment sweatshirt, and just like pull up and next to Joy Behar and just
oh my god,
like he would just be like, Megan McCain, hey, yeah, man.
That rocks, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it was so good. And
yeah,
it's fucking dark where you are, man. You're fucking,
I know. Well, I'm at a fucking different ass latitude. I always forget, right? Yeah,
you should get like a campfire going, some s'mores and shit.
I know. My sister sent me some vegan marshmallows. Actually, I got them on lock up here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are they like mushrooms?
Yeah, yeah. They're getting. It's about to get weird.
Just fucking big old thing of shiitake.
Yeah.
Just like, just what are they though?
That's
like
funny.
what is the actual component of it?
I don't know. I think they're just regular marshmallows, but they're like
I was gonna say, what's the animal product in a marshmallow?
I don't know. I think it's one of those things that used to be non-vegan, but even the regular ones are like gelatin or some bullshit. I don't know.
No chance. Well, that's true. Gelatin could be pork, right? Yeah, technically. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's I was it was crazy, man.
Chappelle fucked with Norm, right? A lot, dude, right?
Like any good comedian, like even if they weren't like buddies, like they were like I know Donnell Rawlings was like super into him too. Like was dude, like that.
I love Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah, man. underrated Chappelle show guy.
You ever watch his people hate him too, but his Joe podcast interviews, Rogan.
Why do they hate him? Those are funny. I like them
because he controls the conversation or whatever, quote unquote. But it's funny. He'll be with Joe. He'll be with like Joe and Jamie, right? And he'll be like Joe, you ever heard about a? He's like, like the I forget what he'll just say some random shit. Like, like you ever hear about like the black ice car freshener things?
Yeah.
He's like, you ever hear about these car fresheners? And Joe's like, no, I haven't. And Donnell will be like, just drop the fattest N-bomb. like that's his response. It's just like he just drops it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like to Jamie. He turns to Jamie. He's like,
do white folks do Cheeto Puffs or crunchy? Like I don't know, Joe.
Yeah, he's the perfect dude to like talk to about that shit. Like Theo Von and him talk, it's like he's like an open book about that stuff. He's like even more than
Theo Von. Theo Von is the funniest dude. Theo Von is a perfect example of a guy that like is able to like still be himself nowadays. Like he's one of the only comedians that I see that where that can.
And he's like white pilled and sincere pilled, which is heartening. You know what I mean?
That's where it comes with, because it's like he like talks about addiction and stuff like that.
Jordan Peterson, Theo Von collabs.
I know, with Tommy Lahren talking about addiction and the Blaze Theo Von will be like, we used to have somebody in my neighborhood, and we used to fuck midgets, and that was midget fucking Frank. And every time he fucked a midget, we were like, yo, man, that's kind of crazy. And I'm from Louisiana. This man lived in a ditch. It wasn't a house.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, he has me in fucking stitches. The funniest thing about Norm was like, it was like going back to Norm, how like obsessively compulsive he was.
Yeah.
And that's funny that was that a train in the background of you?
Yeah, probably. Fuck, I can barely hear
like somebody
headphones, and you can probably hear better than I can.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody hit a home run at like the Colorado Rockies Stadium.
Yeah.
And,
Rocky Mountain Cold. Yeah. Fruit and freshest. Yeah.
Just people all over the world. That shit's so stupid, that commercial.
The love train.
Now the can that chills itself.
Yeah. Dude, that's got me dead. Oh my god, I don't know why that just
nobody's gonna think that's funny. It's so fucking stupid. But the thing about Norm was so funny is people like he like legit was like Howard Hughes level OCD and like wouldn't leave his house. Like Artie Lang was like, they just did a comedy show. Like they just did a show and they like go back to his apartment and it's like 3 a.m. and he's brewing like he drinks like he was drinking like 3 pots of coffee like out of the pot, like just
12 cups.
They're just like, dude, you already like did your job. Like, why are you I like it. And then he like goes to bed earlier than everybody else. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
dude.
It was wild. Like, and it's It was nice though, because he like, you could tell he was like I don't know, how good of a father he was or anything, but like he would always talk about his like son playing basketball and shit, and like and like I like that, because like there are comedians that are scared to be sincere, like it's like we were talking about with Theo Von. Like there are comedians that like where everything has to be a joke, and that was the best part about like what Norm would do is he would like you could tell some people that would interview him, like he would do these like shitty like Fuse TV interviews, like at like some like red carpet of like a B-level fashion show, like with like Sarah Silverman, and like he would make like a joke, he'd be like, Sarah, you look like shit, and then like and then she'd be like, thanks, Norm, and then and like she always wanted Norm to smash, dude. Always. It was uncomfortable. Like she told a story one time, like she had like a crush on Norm because she was like an extra on Saturday Night Live for like a year, and she was saying that one time they were like she was getting picked up by him, or she was picking him up at the airport or something, because he never drove, and she shit herself like at like soup plantation or something, and like and like she had like changed her like up, like she like I got everything off and everything, and as soon as she got in the car, like Norm's like, smells like shit in here, like and she was like mortified and stuff, and he was like, oh, like, and he was like frustrated, and like he was like, it's fucking disgusting, what is that? Like, and
that is hilarious.
But yeah, like but there would be this guy, these like super hokey like edgelord like guys that would try to interview him. They'd be like, Norm, say a rape joke, man. Like, Norm, talk about gay guys. Like, and then he would just be like, yeah, the book of Job, he says this and the Lord, and everyone's like, what the fuck, dude? And like he wouldn't tell a joke, like, and that's where it's like Nick Mullen to me, like, because every time I hear Nick Mullen come on another podcast, everyone's trying to riff with him, and he's just like, he won't do it. He's like, no, like if the joke's there, we'll do it, but don't just fucking, it's like classic thing comedians say is, hey, tell me a joke. And they're like, I fucking hate that, like, and I won't do that.
Exactly. It's like a boner killer. Yeah, exactly.
It totally is. Usually I'm hard, and when we do podcasts, I'm hard until someone says, tell me a joke.
That's exactly.
One thing about podcasting, and the neck up camera that I use is very because the basketball shorts is definitely.
We get the live feed on the basketball shorts. We got a camera too.
Hopefully you got your microscope. Hopefully we have to zoom in a few times. That's funny. Shout out our boy Suck My Opinion, who said in the YouTube comments, COVID is the greatest hoax ever.
Yo.
I'm not inclined to disagree with you, sir. Like I'm yes. But this is our YouTube thing. We got nuked from YouTube, man.
I know, dude. Yeah.
We didn't get nuked. Let me just speak on that for a second.
Was it the automatic algo? Was that it?
Nah, I think it was the
hater
ET finger. Don't ask me shit. That it was fucking Ricky Schroeder trying to turn somebody over. Did you know Ricky Schroeder like is MAGA as fuck now? He was with Larry Elder. Like, he was. I saw him on stage, and like my mom said to me, she's like, I cannot believe Ricky Schroeder is MAGA, and I was like,
that's fucking hilarious.
It's funny. I like your MAGA too. It's not even like oh, he's a Republican. It's like, no, he's a Donald Trump guy. It's like Donald Trump's not the president. Like,
it's forever the term now.
Dude,
that's the thing.
2065, they're gonna be like, he's MAGA. Like, it's gonna be a separate political party. Like, it's gonna be a third party.
There's going to be a Webster definition.
It's going to be Democrat, Republican, MAGA. Like, it's the MAGA candidate, which
it'll be like the Whigs, The
Whigs party. It's exactly what it's going to be. The Federalist Party. But it's good, man. Any closing thoughts on Norm?
Man, like, we'll just never get anyone. I know it's cliche to say it, but I mean, it really is true. Like, we'll never.
I mean, do we have another like Jimi Hendrix?
No, and it's. I mean,
we know this. We know this to be true. We won't.
It's just like a product. He was like unique for his era, but absolutely impossible to form under these conditions today. And it's just. It's so great.
It's almost like something that can't exist in the earth now, like because the glaciers are melting, and you're like, we just can't have this anymore, And
like, shout outs, exactly. And shout outs to my brother for getting me back into Norm as an adult, because I was just like, I knew him as a kid. I was like, oh, this guy's cool, And then he's like, dude, have you seen these again? And he just showed me like the compilations and just like dying.
Oh, what are you retarded compilation is my favorite, because it'll be like David Letterman, who'll just be like, oh, Norm, did you see this one? He's like, what are you, retarded? Like, that's like David Letterman.
Yeah. Were there any ever like Norm, Larry David kind of vibes, or any compilations?
I don't think I ever saw them together. No,
in the same room.
No, that's almost like two magnets that can't touch each other.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah, dude.
I just
like
can't
dancing
happen.
around. Yeah,
yeah. No, I don't think that can happen. Like,
yeah,
and you need him with like.
Yeah,
like The View, you know what I mean? Like, it's so good. Like the Norm Macdonald.
If he was so good, if he is the opposite magnet of that.
Yeah, because I think that was where he said the Down syndrome one, right? Wasn't that? Like, I thought that, I'm not sure. I can't remember if that's what he did, but like that was the one where they were like, because they say what you will. Hold on, let me see some comments here. I forgot we had comments. I ran into Todd Glass a few years ago, and all he did was talk about Norm. Yeah, absolutely. Todd Glass is like a fucking Norm stan. Jimmy Dore, big Norm Macdonald. Jimmy Dore's got to be hurting today, actually. Jimmy Dore. I listened to like during lockdown. Yeah, I listened to like Norm was like, I mean, I'd known about him. I'd seen a lot of stuff, but I hadn't done like a deep dive on Norm Macdonald. And I would do like 2-hour like mega comp or like 4-hour mega compilation of like Norm Macdonald radio interviews and stuff. Yeah. And even like Mark Maron, who I think fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he fucking sucks. But it's so good. Like just his interviews with them. Yeah. But like, yeah, it would be Todd Glass. My thoughts are Norm was the perfect combo of funny and good person. There was a chick that tried to Me Too Norm Macdonald on the timeline today. I wasn't going to bring it up. It was sad. It was a sad attempt at a Me Too. No, this chick, I'm not going to give her the publicity. This chick goes, 10 years ago, I took a picture with Norm Macdonald.
Okay. All right, let me just stop you right there. Yeah.
She said, 10 years ago, I took a picture with Norm Macdonald, and he slid his hand down my jeans and touched my ass cheek. I was like, 10 years, dude. Like 10, and like you see the picture, and she's smiling way harder than Norm Macdonald in the picture.
Many such cases, dude. Yeah,
I know, isn't that the dude, it's like, and he's just like I feel like she's like, I mean, fuck, I don't want to get in trouble, but like I feel like she just was like keeping his hand like that, and he's just like, hey, who's next? Like, and I don't know. But yeah, and like, is that what the 10 Years Gone Led Zeppelin song is about? Like, and
I don't know what the Norm
Robert Plant's like took a picture of 10 years ago with somebody who's
Robert Plant was the girl.
Well, it was androgyny was a thing back then. He would I think it was so funny, like, because whenever somebody dies, I'm like, let's hear the bad thing Twitter about this person, like, and I didn't think there were anything like that, but it was this is breaking news. RareCandy breaking news: appeal rejected. After review, we've determined RareCandy Dr. Sanjay Gupta mailbag does violate community guidelines. So, I appealed, and I just said we didn't say anything wrong, you guys are mean. That was my formal appeal.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. YouTube, by the way, like, just straight up.
We're on Rumble. Is that the?
I'm still keeping the sports stuff on here just because, like, that, it is what it is. I mean, that's just sports stuff, and if we live streams, that's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, I think you can live stream on Rumble, but I just don't think anybody. Follow us on Rumble. It's on our link tree, because I don't know if I showed you, it was like the top Rumble accounts, like on
hilarious, dude.
Donald Trump Jr. Glenn
Ron Paul Liberty Report. That one stays coming up, dude. That one stays for like 20 years, dude. It's always.
I know, dude. That's a strong channel going, man.
And it's always on the most random outlet, dude. That's the
Ron Paul debate Vaush win. Yeah. And imagine him just smoldering Vaush at a debate and having like a stroke halfway through. Dude, like, having a stroke halfway through and still winning.
Fucking Rand, dude. He seems to be chalking some W's lately. I don't know, dude.
That guy's hair looks like fucking Top Ramen, dude.
I know. Uncooked, dude.
It does, yeah, it
So
does.
gross.
It's like I know it's so weird. Like, dude,
it's so funny.
Like you could have any other hairstyle, man. Like just other than like the Justin Timberlake grown up haircut.
Yeah.
Like But yeah, shit, man. Well, fuck. I mean, that's a good stream. We had to pay tribute. Sorry if it was a little unorganized tonight, guys. That was on me. I was just getting home, but had to pay
get it off our chests.
Had to pay tribute to the fallen icon.
Yeah.
Did I not? I haven't listened back. Did I not use him as one of our dream guests on the last episode?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. That was weird. I was like, dude, we were just like literally just saying like it would be a dream.
Well, that's you were talking about Kobe the day Kobe died. Before I ever found out, all morning I was like doing the waste paper basket, Kobe, with like trash and shit. That was weird. And then I found out.
And then you were having weird Colorado hotel affairs with women that were considered questionable.
Exactly.
Honor.
Yeah.
You were. Yeah. It was, Colorado bomb they call it.
The inside joke for those that
man. I'll pull that thread up one day and I'm gonna like say that was
early. That was like the first week, dude.
Man, dude. I'm gonna like quote tweet that and just be like, what's up, fool, you want some more? Like, because it's Raider Bronco season again, so that was what that was about. So
let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, guys. This is he's at Crypto Psi. I'm at Glen Rockney. Thanks for coming to the stream. I'll upload this to the pod.
Oh yeah, RSS. I was gonna say you better.
RSS feed. It's already been asked that. Thanks for everybody who came through. I'll leave the YouTube video up too. Follow at RareCandy Pod 1 if you don't already. I'm sure you guys do. That's how you saw this probably. And subscribe to the channel. But then go to Rumble. That's where you're gonna find the video for our episodes coming up. I've got some more cool COVID stuff coming out really soon. That's going to be fun. And a lot of football stuff too. Incredible Raiders win, not to brag. 1-0 Raiders. If your team's not 1-0, I just simply can't relate.
That was insane, dude. Because Lamar wasn't bad. That's the crazy thing.
It wasn't bad, but they also we didn't get like scorched the earth Lamar, which was great. Like that's what would have killed me.
Well, they kept him from doing that crazy cut across field across all the linebackers in the center shit. So rather than him getting like 80 yards, he got like 29 or something.
That looks like that scene from 1917 where he's like running away from all the shrapnel. Like that's what like Lamar runs look like. It's insane, dude. Like or the Michael Vick experience, like that commercial. Like there you another home run. Jesus, and the fucking Colorado Rockies, man.
Damn.
But so all right, guys, that's it for us. Fun stream. All right, peace, guys.
Peace.
All right, man.
All right, and then Friday.
Friday
evening. Word. Cool.